Hello, crafting friends. I'm Doreen DeCebus from It Begins with Ink and Paper. Welcome to Simply Stamping Sunday. So happy you're able to join me. Just getting my phone ready, and then we'll get started. There we go. All right, so it is week 4 of our Delightful Wishes month. We have made some great cards. We'll do a review at the end of the video, but tonight we're going to make 4 fun folds because it's the 4th week of the month. And so before we get started, I have some show and tell. Yesterday I attended a stamping retreat online, had a great time, and so I thought I'd share some of the cards I made, especially since some of them are using the Delightful Wishes stamp set. So here was one of them that we made. So pretty. This one, this was all the stamping we did. We didn't die cut, we fussy cut these out and then die cut the wishes. But otherwise, very little stamping. On this one, instead of stamping the flowers, I actually use the dies to cut out the flowers from the vellum. It just gives it such a soft look. And then this one uses the dies. The other part of Stamp Camp was using the beautiful butterfly set. So this card uses that funky die that lets you make a card within a card, and then I use the embossing folder and it just opens up like that. I love this one. This is probably my favorite one. It has some of the vellum on top of the pool party butterfly. Hi, Lynn. And it's just delicate. I love it. And we made this one. Fussy cut out the hello. Not sure I'm a fussy cutter kind of sentiment girl, but colored in the different butterflies. And then this was the last card we made. They also sent us some paper. They sent us a piece of cardstock, these 2 pieces of designer series paper, a piece of black and a piece of basic white, and we had 20 minutes to create a card. So I added this piece of white here and put it through the new corrugating embossing folder, and this was the card I ended up with. And then these were just some fun cards that I made yesterday, because again, hi Roz, I am getting ready to send my littles a card, try to send them a card a week. So this is the first one. It's called a bridge card. So it stands like this. I decorated the back too and have a place to write them a little letter. And then this one actually inspired my first card for tonight. And so this is a step card. So that's what it looks like from the top, and it looks like this from the side, and there is a place for you to be able to write on the inside. So those are 2 of the cards I'll be sending. I haven't decided yet on the 3rd. If you were here for my Fun Fold Friday, I made another B card, and I was thinking this would be the last one I would send out because it's just so cute the way it opens up like that. I love it. So one of them will probably get that one. I try to use the same stamp set when I send them cards. Okay, so let's get on to our fun folds. I'm going to do this a little differently. What I've done is cut all my cardstock, everything that I think I need, and I haven't actually designed them yet. So I'm going to be doing that live with you, how I'm going to stamp them. And so for our first card, I'm going to make a card that's similar to that step card that I showed you. So let me just get this out of the way. We'll see what stamps we're going to use. All right, so here's what I have. I have, to make this card, a bunch of stuff. So I have a piece of pool party cardstock that measures 4.5 by 11, and I've scored it at 4 1/8, 8.5, and 9 3/4. And then I have another piece of Pool Party that measures 2 1/4 by 10 1/2, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. Now I'm using some of that beautiful vellum that comes with this suite, but the vellum, I want it to really pop. So I'm going to put each piece of vellum behind a piece of basic white cardstock so it really pops and you really see the color. So this piece measures 2 by 4 3/4, as well as the piece of basic white. Then I have another piece of that same vellum, but the checkered piece. So I have a piece that measures 4 by 4. And of course I have a piece of basic white that measures 4 by 4. I've added in some 4 by 4. I need one piece for the inside, but I just threw some basic white in to do some stamping on. And then for the back, I have this piece of the Floral Delight Designer Series paper, and it measures 4 by 4. And this piece here measures 1 by 4. Okay, let's get started. So, the first thing I'm going to do, let me just find my bone folder. Move my mat a little bit over. I am going to start burnishing those fold marks, squirrel marks, I guess. Thank you, Roz. I had fun making them yesterday. It was a great way to start vacation week. So it was nice to just relax all day and stamp. Okay, so that makes our basic card base with the stepper piece. So I'm going to put in some paper right now on it. This is going to go on last. Both of these are. And I'm going to start with adhering the vellums. I know I have some adhesive there. Don't you hate it when that happens? It's because I cleaned my desk and I moved it. So now I need to see where I put it. And maybe I just should get a different one out. Just going to grab one out of my stamping tool bag. Okay, now we're back on track. Get my cheat sheet out of the way. So I am just going to add just a little bit of Stamp and Seal. And then I'm going to place this on the white. It just looks so much more vibrant on the white. And then this is going to go on this panel of my card. So this is the part of the card I've planned. I plan to put where to put the paper. That's it. When you fold this piece, you're going to see that one end is shorter than the other. And that's important because the longer end is going to go on the back, the shorter end is going to go on the front. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Going to do the same thing, just add a little bit of adhesive. And I'm going to add this to the piece of white cardstock. Make sure I put it in the right place. There we go. And this is going to go on the front panel of this. The vellum is just so pretty. All right, so now the way this is going to fit on the card is this back piece that is longer is going to go right down to the bottom edge, and then this piece is going to go onto that first flap. So I need to add adhesive in both places. There we go. So we're going to start with this piece. It's going to go right here in the middle. Okay, that looks good. Just using my grid on my, and then this is going to go right here. So that's what our card looks like now. We've got the basic mechanism put together for the step card. Now I'm going to put on these two pieces. I'm going to put one on the back. I thought this was a great way to use some more designer series paper and kind of cover up that panel a little bit. So I think I want it to go like this. So I'm going to put this right over the back. There we go. Covers, like I said, that panel up nicely. And then this piece is going to go on the front panel. Just like that. And so there's the front of our card, and there's the back of our card. Now we just have to do some stamping. So on the inside of our card, I do have a place to do the writing. So this is just a piece of 4x4 basic white. So I cut two 4x4 basic whites, the two pieces of designer series paper, one gingham, one Vellum, one of the gingham vellum and the other of the paper, 4x4 as well. I could also put a piece of 4x4 right up here so that you'd have more space to write if you're writing a letter. So what I want to do is to do just a little bit of stamping and have a greeting on this. So let's get our colors out that we've been using for this. Okay, there we go. So we're going to start with a greeting, and I think I want to do a birthday greeting. So I'm going to use the Simply Said stamp set for that, and we are going to have a nice birthday wishes. Let me line this up. And then I think we'll do some flowers around it. So let's put it right there. And here we go. So I'm stamping the birthday wishes in Old Olive. And then I'm going to stamp a couple flowers around the birthday wishes using, for the background, I'm going to use the Lemon Lolly. So I'm just going to stamp one right above, kind of like catacorners on each side. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing this as I'm thinking. Hopefully it will fit okay. And then I'm going to get the detailed stamp and use Daffodil Delight. I agree, Roz. It is I really like the Simply Said stamp set. It does have a nice font. So I'm just adding the details. And then we're going to add a little bit of greenery. Put some leaves on. They might be stamping off a little bit, but that's okay. So I'll just use the garden green for this. And let me just grab a paper towel to wipe up the ink. There we go. And let's see, what else can we add to this? I'm going to grab some Pool Party. And I think use those little, I don't know if they're flower centers or... I think that looks good, and now we'll just cut that. And it is 2.5, perfect, which is a little bigger than that. So we'll cut this part off. And we're going to pop that up right on the front. And that will be our first card all done. Grab some dimensionals. Just got to make sure I go down a little bit since it's going to carry over the front of the card. All right, so this is just going to go on the front, and there's our first fun fold of the evening. I think that came out okay. I was a bit nervous because I hadn't really thought everything through. Okay, so now on to our next card. So this is going to be more of the colors right from the designer series paper, so like the last one, and this is going to be a double Z fold. So I have, and Z folds are so easy to make because they're always the same cutting dimensions. So I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 inch cardstock. I've scored it at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. And then to make the double Z part, I have a 3 by 9, I believe, yes, 3 by 9 piece of cardstock, and I've scored it at 3 6. So let's just start by folding these. And remember, when you fold the second one, you're going to fold it in the opposite direction to make that basic Z fold. So that's what it looks like there. Now I'm going to fold this one as well. And again, I'm folding it back and forth, so again, then I get that Z fold. All right, so let's look at what I have for paper. So I just cut some of my favorite patterns. So this piece here, I believe, is the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I have a total of 3 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, 2 basic white and 1 being the designer series paper. Then for my second piece of designer series paper, I have a piece that measures 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have 2 pieces, you can look at my cheat sheet, I guess, that measure 2 1/2 by 4. So those are those pieces. Then for my layering, I'm using the delightful Daffodil. So this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. These are, I have 3 of these, and they are measured at 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then my last 2 are 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. So some of this paper is just going to go on it. So let's do that part first. And then we'll just get all of the paper taken care of and where it needs to go. And then we can do our stamping. So these only have 1/8 of an inch borders, so which actually means that each side is 1/16 of an inch. So there's our first one. This is going to go right inside and be the background of our card. There we go. Then these 2 pieces are going to go on these 2 pieces. I've had a lot of fun creating with this stamp set this month. I have not decided what I'm going to use for the month of March, and that is coming up pretty fast. So if you have any ideas of anything you'd like to see, please let me know in the chat. If you have a special stamp set that, and if I have it, I can see what I come up with. I also want to remind you that this is the last week of celebration. So if you were planning to order something, you are going to want to do that this week. So one of these is going on the front of the card, and the other's going on the inside. Okay, so there we go with this part of the card. So pretty, isn't it? So now one of these is going to go here on the front, and I'm going to be stamping on it, and I'm going to stamp a greeting on this one. And so the way this is going to fit is it's going to go here and here. So when it folds closed, it's going to look like this. So let's start by taking care of this piece, which is going in the middle. Z folds are probably one of the easiest fun folds to make. So now what we're going to do, this piece is going to lay flat in here, while this is just going to go on. We just need adhesive there. So I am going to put a fair amount of adhesive on this piece. And make sure I'm holding it right. I'm going to put, kind of want this centered. But you just have to be careful because you've got all this adhesive on it. So yeah, that looks good. So I'm just going to press that down. So now that piece is totally adhered. And I only need to put adhesive just a little bit on this side. We don't want it to stick on itself. So there's our double Z fold. All right, let's do some stamping now. So I am going to, I think, make this another birthday card. I think that would, can always use birthday cards. So on the inside, I am just going to stamp birthday wishes. And I did that in Old Olive. And I think I do want to put a flower in here. So let's get what I need for that. And I think I'll put it right down in the corner. So I'm going to put it right here. So that's Lemon Lolly. And we'll need the outline and Daffodil Delight. We'll put a leaf on it. There we go. And then, of course, I love that little starburst, though, like I said, I think it's the inside of the flowers, but I love stamping it. I'm just going to put 3 on it. So that's what the inside of our card looks like. It's perfect for just signing my name if it's someone I don't need to write a letter to. All right, so this can go on to one of the pieces of Daffodil Delight. And then that is going to go right here on the inside. Okay, there's the inside. Now we get to do the outside. So I am going to start by using the other stamps to make a little bouquet of flowers. So I'm going to start with Pecan Pie. I wanted to sort of go with this front here. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it around like that. And, oops, let's get the right things on. So I'm going to take the, I'm going to start with the solid flower in Lemon Lolly. Now, when you're stamping this, remember with the little V-shaped flower is at the top, and it's going to go right up like that. The flowers are going to fit right in these openings, so it lines up pretty easily. Pretty remarkable, I think. So I'm just going to go in and make sure the flowers are matched up with their little part on the stem and stamp that in. And then I'm going to take the outline piece, and remember on this, the top is where it has the 2 little lines. So I'm going to stamp that in. Let's close this one before I put my arm into it. And then I'm going to line this right up. I just love how well this lines up. So you can see that. I'm going to also add some leaves to this one. So before I go on, I'm going to grab those leaves. And again, you have to watch this as you're lining them up. But let's grab some old olive and just have to see which way it is. It will line up perfectly. Yes, it does. So that's what it looks like with the leaves added. Isn't that pretty? Really like that. And then I am going to, from the, I think I'll put a hello on the front. And what I think I'm going to do is do this in pecan pie. Oops, stayed right on the glass mat. And let me find my pecan pie. There we go. And then, of course, I'll add some of the pool party. Okay, that's what the front of the card's going to look like. What do you think? I was kind of nervous doing all this stamping without a plan, but this set makes it so easy to come up with something. And then this goes on to the front of the card, and our second card is done. And we have our double Z fold. So that's what it looks like on the front and the inside, and the double Z's when you stand it up like this. Very cool. I love this card. It came out really nice. I'm happy with how it came out. Okay, the next card, we're just going to throw everything about the colors of this set out the window. And we are going to throw in some new colors and some new designer series paper to just get an entirely different look. So for this card, we're going to make a bookbinding card. So I have here a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of cardstock, and I have scored it at 5.5 and at 4.5. So I am going to use my bone folder and score there, and then I am going to open this up and score it here. This is the piece we're going to attach to make it look more like a bookbinding card, or like a book binding. So I'm going to add my adhesive, and then the card is going to open up like this, with this piece staying here. So I'm using the Wildflower birthday paper. So I'm using these two pieces, and I'm using Pretty in Pink. So I have here for Pretty in Pink, let me look at my cheat sheet again. I have two 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 inch cards. Then I have, let's see, what else? I have a piece that's 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and then I have a piece that's 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. For the basic white, I have a piece that's 4 by 4, excuse me, and a piece that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then for the Wildflower Birthday Designer Series paper, this piece measures 1 1/4, and this piece measures 4 by 4. Okay, let's start putting the card together, and I'm going to be stamping on this, so I'm going to set it aside. This piece is going to go on the inside of the card. And I'm going to layer it on a piece of Pretty in Pink. I wanted something really soft for this last card. All the other colors I've made are colors that go with the Designer Series paper, and it's really pretty. And it is very spring-like, but I'm going for soft with this card. Okay, there's our inside. On the front, we're going to add this piece, and you can see the other side of the beautiful Wildflower birthday paper has all those gold accents. It's really, really pretty. And I love that it uses the soft Seafoam, because it's just, it is one of my favorite light green, one of my favorite greens. So I put that onto a piece of Pretty in Pink, and now I'm going to add this to the front of the card. And then this piece here, which is the stripes on the back, there's birthday cakes with gold accents. Thank you, Roz. And I'm going to put this piece on for the bookbinding piece. And this will go right here. Okay, so that's what the front of our card looks like, and it folds open to open up to the inside. And again, I could add another piece of paper here, basic white cardstock, if I wanted to write more on the inside. I could also add a piece on the back. Okay, so now to do the stamping. We need to clean our stamps a bit because I have all those dark colors. So I'm just going to use a paper towel, spray some Stampin' Mist on it, and I am going to just clean all these floral images. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet, though I'd probably still use the pecan, maybe. But this way, all of those dark colors will be washed off. And we're going to go really light colors. Okay, so I don't even know if this is going to go well together because I didn't try it, but I am going to match the Bubble Bath ink with the Pretty in Pink. I'm going to try it on a piece of scrap paper first, so that if I decide I want to change this, I can. But, part of it is showing you the design process first. So there's the bubble bath. Give you an idea of what the bubble bath looks like. And then I'll use the Pretty in Pink to stamp my outline. And let's see what you think. Oh, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm glad I didn't use my regular piece, but that's to show you what it looks like. The bubble bath is almost too purple. So for other pinks, what do I going to go with? We can try Pretty in Pink and Flirty Flamingo. Let's see which one's going to go with the... Let's just clean these again. Let's see which one's going to go better. So I'll stamp one in Petal Pink. And I will then stamp another one in Flirty Flamingo. Flirty Flamingo might be too dark, but I could always stamp off of it, which I might do. So there's Full Color, which is way too dark, but maybe it could be used with the oh, that's nice stamped off. Okay, so now let's see what the Pretty in Pink looks like. Oh, I put it over here. Nope, I don't like it with Petal Pink. Oh, it doesn't look bad dark on dark. I'm going to do the dark on dark on this one and the light on light. Oh, I think I like the stamped off one. What do you think? And make sure that's in the camera so you can see it. So it would be the lighter one on... Let me just... There we go. I think I'm going to use it stamped off with Flirty Flamingo, and that will be awesome. So I'm just going to take my cheat sheet here, and let's get out our paper, and I am going to start with the solid outline, and I'm going to grab my Flirty Flamingo. Sometimes you just have to play with the colors. And so it's stamped off. Oh, actually, let me do my stem first. I'll do that again. So we'll stamp the stem. And then I'm just going to stamp this again and stamp off. And bring this right in. And then we'll take the outline. Whoops, we're going to stamp it in, not in. I'm going to stamp it in Pretty in Pink. That was the Pretty in Pink. Well, I guess I'm going to do it this way. I thought I was grabbing the Flirty Flamingo, but I grabbed the Pretty in Pink, so we'll do a light Pretty in Pink and a dark Pretty in Pink. And then next time I'll do it the other way. So let me line these up. No, I don't like that. Good thing there's two sides to a piece of paper. We're going to do it right this time. So we are going to take our Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to stamp off with it after I stamp the stem, of course. See, now you can really see that I'm doing this all without any prep. Okay, so now we're going to take that Flirty Flamingo, stamp off, and then we're going to stamp on. Then we'll take the Pretty in Pink and take the outline. Yes, I like that. So that's what it looks like. And now we'll add the leaves in with the soft Seafoam. Okay. And let me remember how I lined this up. I think it was this way. There we go. Then in Pretty in Pink, I'm going to use that hello stamp again, if I can find where I put it. Oh, it came off, that's why. And then we'll just use the soft Seafoam to put these little things around. There we go. And now we will add this to I'm just rubbing away, you know that little edge you get on the back side of your cardstock. You can take that off with with your bone folder by just rubbing across. Okay, so we're going to add that to the front. And then I think I'll use dimensionals on this. And this will go right on the front here. And I think I've got what I set out, a nice soft card, and it's a book fold card. And that's our third card for tonight. Wow, the evening went by fast. So let me grab the other cards we made tonight. So here was our first one. It was a stepper card. Here's our second one. It was a Z-fold card. And then our third one, the bookbinding card. And I promised you, I just have to see where I set them, that we'd review what we've done for. So we've made 12 beautiful cards this month. Here was week 1. So that was week 1. Here's week 2. And then week 3. So thank you so much for joining me this month for using the Delightful Wishes, and tonight, of course, for Fun Folds. I will be back next Sunday night for a new month of Simply Stamping Sunday, and I'll be thinking over the week which stamps that I'm going to use. I will be back also Friday night for another Fun Fold for Fun Fold Friday. And Tuesday's the last Tuesday of the month, so I'll be live with Technique Tuesday. Again, thanks for joining me. Have a great week, everyone. Good night.